Welcome to the video. The topic today is the things we leave unsaid. 2.5 years ago, my granddad passed away. He was someone I loved dearly. He was a very near and dear person to my heart. It was someone I loved and respected so much, and I don't have enough words to describe how much he meant to me as a person and how much of an impact he had on my life. In June 2018, he turned 90, and for that occasion my mom and myself came to Lithuania to throw a birthday party for him, to cook, prepare everything, and it went all lovely. And afterwards I went back to London, then prepared, and I went solo traveling for the first time for 2.5 months in Romania, and I absolutely loved it. Then when I came back in September, I found a new job, and I was switching jobs, moving apartments. It was all very stressful, and I found myself finally in November, 5 months of not talking to him, thinking like, oh hey, I should really talk to him, I really miss him. So my dad and I arranged that we would talk on Skype, because I just really wanted to see him. I didn't want to just hear his voice, I wanted to see his lovable, beautiful, happy face. We agreed that we would chat, I think like something on a Wednesday or something like that. I had a day off from work, and my dad arranged everything, and we all agreed, and he didn't show up. He forgot. Fair enough, he was 90. He forgot, and I thought, screw it, I'll call him in about 2 weeks when my birthday was, because I always call him on my birthday so they can wish me happy birthday. But that didn't happen. About 5 or so days later, he passed away. It was very unexpected, but he passed away from old age, and that's it. The biggest aspect wasn't that he just passed away out of nowhere. What hit me the hardest was that I postponed talking to him. I could have called him the same exact day, just on the phone, in the evening, being like, hey, you forgot that we need to call today, and just chatted to him and I had fun. But I didn't, thinking, you know what, screw it, I'll just call him on my birthday. And then, less than a week later, he was gone. It took me about 7 to 8 months to really get over that guilt, because I felt a lot of guilt for not calling him and not telling him how I felt about him. Just that he's my granddad and I love him and he means the world to me, and I didn't do that. And so I was filled with regret for quite a bit of time. That prompted me to quit the job I hated. I was working in a fashion studio and I hated it. And it prompted me to quit that job and go do the thing I wanted to do, which was traveling and learning about other cultures, and that's what I did. I quit that job, went to another one to earn some money, and then went traveling for 6 months until I came back to London. Another part to it is the reason I actually went and told someone I was in love with them last month. Another reason I really do my best to say everything I mean to my friends and friends and family, whether that be I love you or I care for you or I think you're an amazing person, and be very cautious with the more challenging parts I say. And that's because the things you say, they leave your body forever, and you may feel regret and pain or something later, but you can get over it pretty quickly. But with the things that we leave unsaid, the things we don't do, we regret them for a lot longer. And on top of that, they stay with us for the rest of our lives. And it's something my friend and I discussed, and I realized I felt that. I could feel all the times I left something unsaid, I could feel it in my body. The remains of that kind of regret. A few years ago, I was in love with someone. I fell madly in love, and I didn't tell them, even though I had so many opportunities. I didn't tell them, and then I never saw them again. But that feeling, that in love, remained for 2 years. I was hung up on the person for 2 years of my life, and it was a messy process, to say the least. And that still sits with me. and I can't do anything about it because I'm not in love with them anymore. They're not the person I fell in love with. I'm not the person I fell in love with them. And that's it. I can't. It's saying it wouldn't mean anything. It needed to be said specifically in that moment, but it wasn't. Same way with my granddad. I can tell the picture of him or something, or go to his grave and say how much I love him, but that's never gonna change the fact that I didn't tell him on that day. It's never gonna change it. And I have a few of these moments already. I have a few of these things built up and collected, and they weigh on me. And I'm 23 years old, man. Like, that's already quite a fair amount of regret that I have. And I want to have more of it. I don't want to wake up at 30 or 40 or 50 with loads of regret of all the things I didn't do and didn't say. I want to live my life as fearlessly as possible. Which was the reason I told someone I was in love with them last month. Even though I knew they didn't have the same feelings and I knew it wouldn't go anywhere. But I did it because I wanted to know. I didn't want to sit with this feeling of what if. And I can honestly say a month later, I'm good. I'm fine. I genuinely feel okay about the situation and it's getting better every day. But the things we leave unsaid, they sit with us for the rest of our lives. And after a while, after 10, 20 years of you missing out on things and words and situations and actions, they start to build on you and they start to weigh on you. And even now at 23, I do feel that little heaviness, just a little bit of that lead inside of me. And so I want to prevent that. I want to make sure that I don't have regrets at 90 years old, that I live a life so honest and so true to myself that when I wake up at 90, I'm like, yeah, did everything. I'm good. And so, while in the moment it may seem like the scariest and worst things to do, whether that be to tell someone you're in love with them or ask for a promotion or go do that thing you've always wanted to do, in the moment it's going to seem like the scariest thing ever. But something I've been learning is that our fear is actually our best friend and our compass, and that where your fear points, that's where you should go. If there's something you want to say to someone, or ask for a promotion, or ask yourself for something or do something, I implore you to do it, because it has given me the greatest courage to be able to say these things, to overcome that fear, and prioritize myself rather than my ego. While those experiences have been painful, very painful, they've also been very educational and massively beneficial to who I am as a person. And I do believe those things are meant to hurt us, but they're also meant to help us grow. And hey, we're meant to change and grow. We're meant to change and go through things and just figure everything out and just let things fall apart all the time. Because if things were to stay the same all the time, it'd be kind of boring, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you agree? Here's to things falling apart, you telling things how it is, telling the truth as much as you can, and making sure that you live as honestly as possible. If not for the world, if not for anyone else, do it for your own sake.